this is Tradu with a third video in my Shadow Priest Manaforge Omega Mythic build video commentary VOD review thingy. This time it's going to be Loom'ithar. On this boss you can once again play either Hero Tree. I played Archon on our first kill, but I've also killed it as Voidweaver. In either case you're going to be playing the single target setup, because once again it happens to have Crash in it anyway, so it doesn't matter. On the class side, none of the talents matter, you don't need any of the utility. I happen to have Phantasm talented because I forgot to get rid of it. And in the Voidweaver page, I happen to have the Desperate Prayer CDR because we were doing Fractalus, where it's useful. But yeah, here it doesn't actually matter. Trinkets, or gear in general, nothing special. No particular extra value from anything. Maybe a little bit of value from unused trinkets for the burst it gives you in the last phase, but nothing to really be concerned about. Anything is going to be fine realistically. The strength of Voidweaver would be last phase damage. It also is most likely better at obliterating specific tangles to create holes in the walls. But yeah, Archon with the set also has CDs for basically the entire thing, so I don't think there's a huge difference in that regard. So more or less play the one you prefer. Get into the video. For defensives, there's nothing special really in phase 1. In phase 2 you just use defensives when you are soaking. Specifically, you used Desperate Prayer for the soak and the spread afterwards. You can see the tangles are starting to spawn. I Shadow Crash 1, Shadow Crash 2. You can actually just Shadow Crash both together. The downside to that is that then you're not hitting the closed tangle until the second one spawns. And I tend to hit the far tangle just in case it lets me actually trigger my Cthulhu stacks. Usually it doesn't, but might as well try. And both need to die before they reach the middle anyway, so the DPS trick is essentially the same. Here for the second set, you're going to have Halo and Mindbender. With the set bonus, most likely you'll also still have Void form. And again, Crash 1, Crash 2. One thing I forget a couple of times, especially as Voidweaver, but also as Archon, is dots on the boss. So making sure those last long enough is important, so you're still cleaving. Every other tangle wall you have to run out, nothing really special to say about it. If you happen to get a tether, you play in the middle where you get gripped to, and then you can run out once the walls have been broken. If you want to, you can actually just press dispersion and walk through the walls without your health really moving. So if either you have a web tether that you want to drop immediately, or just if you want to get out and play basically where the totem is, to be able to stand fully still and DPS tangles, you can just dispersion, zoom through, cancel it, and stand there and DPS. You can see I dropped my Vampiric Touch on the boss. Then there's the pylon mechanic, which is coming up here. I'm in the purple team, so I stand in front of the Warlock who is soaking first, then he can just step out and I can take it. In this case, because of where we are in the fight, the tank is just going to take over because he has to blast the tangle, so he might as well just stay in the beam as well, so I don't end up soaking here. But otherwise, I would have. You can see I got webbed. I wait for the circles to spawn, the pink ones, and then I walk out, pressing defensives, because this does hurt a bit, but it's random whether you get it, so you can't really plan around it. You might just get 2 in a row and not have anything. That's where dispersion is nice, to just essentially immune the thing by dispersing, zooming out, and just staying there. Yeah, I didn't get the tangles, so I'm just stood DPSing. Or I didn't get the tether rather, so I'm just DPSing the tangles. Where I'm standing is slightly terroristic because I can bait the pink circles there, which is in the way of the people who got tethered. Our idea is basically we bait at the tangle all the way out, or in the center, so there's a clear spot in between, which works reasonably well for safety. Even though they don't necessarily only bait on ranged, it does seem like they prefer ranged to some extent. And I guess one thing, you do want to actually target the tangles and focus them, whether it's the close one or the far one you pick, just make sure you're hitting them, because they are what matter. Like that, if you don't kill them in time, people panic, boss doesn't die, not good. Once again, I dropped my dots, which is not great. And then we're getting into the last phase. It's going to start another set of walls, but we ignore them and just press CDs, get into last phase, do big dammies. And this is where Void Weaver probably starts to pull ahead on boss damage at least, because you're getting into execute with an extra damage amp. And with most push timings, you're going to have CDs early in the phase and then one more time later in the phase somewhere. With this spread mechanic, which happens after each soak, you probably want to be towards the far end at the back. That way you can just let the push you, don't have to fight against it. I end up fighting against it anyway because I'm scared and want to stay in range of healers. But in theory, you can just let it push you and keep casting to lose less DPS. Again, the other soak is coming up. Pre-spread a bit. That way, once the circles come out, I don't need to move as much. And here I just let it push me all the way to the back. Fight against a bit, but not enough to get in between people. And then my soak is coming up, which is a bit of a far run, but fine. Like all the way from where I spread out until I get into the soak. And then here the outage comes in. This is where you want to press a defensive. I Void Elf, so I'm further to the back, so I don't have to fight against it. And then walk around like an idiot because I didn't have any good buttons that I wanted to press. And you can see second potion is coming up, or is up already with the CDs to go with it soon. Most likely on first kills you'll get that, later you won't. And I dispersed here just in case I clipped the hunter next to me, because the spread circles hurt a bit. And all this movement I feel like is much more comfortable as Void Weaver, but yeah. And here I don't want to get clipped by those people, don't want to get clipped by the hunter and walk into him anyway, because I'm dumb. But yeah, CDs come up, press CDs, do damage, and on faster kill times these CDs are just going to not happen because the boss is going to be dead. But yeah, that's Loom'ithar. Super special here, just make sure you kill the tangles. That's how you beat the fight. It's basically Rick from last tier. So yeah, thanks for watching. Good luck with your kill, and I'll see you in the Araz video.